The movie reviewed in this episode is rated R. Listener discretion is advised. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Podcast, a bi-weekly podcast where the scares are real, but the friendships are realer. Especially in this movie.
Yeah. We're a little sleepy tonight.
So for real. I'm going to leave that in, by the way.
I think please.
I'm going to leave it.
I think also friendships, I think there's lesbians in this movie.
Period.
Prove me wrong.
Girl, it's a sorority. You know there are lesbians.
Ain't no way.
Look, okay.
Ain't no way.
Ain't no way. And also, like, they're all sort of like looking out for each other, which was really cute. Not to get too much into the movie now, but you know, the friendships are real.
Yeah, their friendships were super real, but there was one friendship in particular that I was like, the chemistry is chemistrying.
Yes. That's Mariana.
That's Joan.
And we are your hosts for the evening. But first, let me ask you, Mariana, what had you looking out the window this week?
Thank you so much for asking. This week, I was looking out the window for... No, like, there's too many good things. There's too many good things I can't pick from all the good things.
Yeah, she's got to pick at least one.
I would say
Or pick more than one.
I'm going to say my house.
Okay.
I've been really into hanging out in my house lately.
Period.
We, like, decorated for Christmas. And, like, we have a really comfy couch and a big TV that's really good, like, high resolution. And I've just been really enjoying being in my house. And, yeah. I'm grateful for my home. I'm grateful to have a roof over my head.
Shelter.
This particular roof over my head. Joan, what about you?
We watched Frankenstein
Ooh!
on Saturday night. That was really cool.
Thoughts?
I really liked it. It's different for a horror movie.
Yeah.
It's definitely not like jump scare, like that kind of scary, but it is definitely like human nature scary, if you will.
It feels like sort of like Hereditary, where it's like it's a story almost like about a father and son that happens to have horror elements to it. But exactly, oh my gosh, right. But wasn't it like so beautifully done?
Yes,
the costumes,
absolutely, yes.
The costumes.
Did you watch the like making of?
No.
Okay, so on Netflix there is a making of for the movie. It's like 45 minutes.
No, I don't think we.
Okay, so
I don't think we
I watched like half of it. I watched like half of it because then I fell asleep. I was very tired this weekend. But they talked about like the costumes and stuff and like the makeup that Jacob Elordi had to go through, like the 10 to 12 hours, and then he had to act. And honestly, like Guillermo del Toro and Oscar Isaac both, like they sang Jacob's praises. Like they were like, he's an amazing actor, very talented, very natural, very professional. And I was just really happy because, please,
he's a tall
fine.
Glass of water.
Yeah, he is. He is so fine.
Emphasis on tall.
For real, he is
humongous.
So tall. Yes, I don't think they made him any taller for that movie.
No.
I think that's just like as tall as he was.
Yeah.
And so he was just a big monster. And I really enjoyed Frankenstein. I think it's like probably one of my favorite Guillermo del Toro movies.
I don't think it's better than The Shape of Water, but it was excellent.
Yeah.
It was excellent.
I wouldn't say best, but I would say one of his best.
Yeah.
For sure.
And it can be your favorite.
What's my favorite Guillermo? Probably Pan's Labyrinth.
I haven't seen that movie since I was a child. We should watch it.
A child?
A child.
Yeah, we should definitely watch it.
I watched it as a child. It totally traumatized me as a child.
Oh, I'm sure they did.
But I would like to go back to it and see it through like a different eyes.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
Well, enough about that. Let's answer the phone.
Hello.
For Black Christmas 1974.
Yeah.
So,
wait, maybe we should climb up the trellis because I feel like we've answered the phone before. I want to say for The Ring.
Oh.
We answered the phone.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
I'm down to climb up the trellis.
Climb the trellis.
I'm down to look for the cat.
You know what? I love that you know the word is for that thing. Because I was like, what is that thing called where you're like... Because the trellis is like where you sort of have like the vines growing and stuff like that, right? Yeah. Okay. Let's climb the trellis.
I love a trellis.
For Black Christmas, 1974 specifically. Amazing movie, by the way. I loved it.
I love this
is the first time I've ever watched it.
Me too.
Yeah. So you're going to get our, not necessarily live reactions, but first impressions.
Yes.
Okay. So we're going to head into our no spoiler synopsis. Mar, take it away.
All right. Okay, so Black Christmas 1974 is a Canadian holiday horror film about a serial killer who is frogging in a sorority house and prank calling the inhabitants from within the home. And this should not be spoilers because this is all like in the trailer.
Yeah, in the trailer and also like immediately he starts frogging.
Yes. So we're good on spoilers. Now this movie was directed and produced by Bob Clark. I want to just point out, he also wrote and directed a movie called Baby Geniuses, and then he also directed Super Babies, Baby Geniuses 2. I just thought that was really funny. So shout out to Baby Geniuses. He also directed a show called The Karate Dog.
Shut up.
Which is about a talking dog named Cho-Cho who teams up with a police detective named Peter Fowler to solve the murder of his owner Chin Lee.
Bro.
I really hope that this character is played by an Asian person.
It's all in the same universe, by the way.
Yes.
No, I'm just joking.
This was just so funny to me. I looked him up just to see if he'd directed anything else that I would be familiar with, and I wasn't familiar with anything, but now I think we have to watch Baby Geniuses. Yeah. Because that sounds crazy.
Baby
I think
Geniuses
it's about
2
babies.
As well. Super Babies, Baby Geniuses
Super Babies.
2. Yeah, for
I think in the second one, they're literally like superhero babies. Like super babies. Yes. I know.
That's amazing. Is it also in like the 70s and 80s or what?
Yes.
Whoa. Yeah, that means the special effects are especially bad.
Or especially awesome.
It's the thing of like it goes all the way around to being good again.
Yeah, I agree. It's so bad that it's fucking camp. Yeah. Yes. Our screenplay was written by Roy Moore, and it was actually based on a popular urban legend, The Babysitter and the Man Upstairs, where a babysitter gets a strange call. It turns out the call is coming from inside the house.
Dun, dun, dun.
Exactly. And this urban legend has inspired many a film, including all 3 different iterations of Black Christmas, but there are films like Foster's Release, which was 1971, so this was pre-Black Christmas, Fright, The Severed Arm, The Sitter, When a Stranger Calls, When a Stranger Calls Back, When a Stranger Calls Again. This is a different year that it was made.
Who is this? Hold on, let me call you back.
Yeah. It's like, hold on, I'm busy right now.
I'm busy right now. Call me back later.
Like, you called me. What are you talking about?
I don't have time for you to be calling me and I don't know who you are. Just call me back later.
Literally. Like, why don't we schedule a time for you to call me? Like, how is 7?
I'm setting an appointment for you to tell me who you are.
Yeah. I'm just going to pencil you in. Okay. Okay, now our writer also claimed to have been inspired by a series of murders that occurred during the holiday season in Montreal. And these murders were in 1943, and they were perpetrated by a 14-year-old boy who bludgeoned several of his family members to death. So a couple in like different sort of types of inspiration, and this movie also kind of went on to inspire Halloween. So when they came up with the idea for Halloween, what they were actually doing is they were kind of trying to come up with a sequel for Black Christmas.
Oh.
And then it became its own separate thing. Obviously, we covered Halloween this year. Now for our cast, we have some big names. So we have Olivia Hussey as Jessica Jess Bradford. And I knew I recognized that beautiful head of hair. She played Juliet in the 1968 Romeo and Juliet. Have you seen that?
Oh, no.
What a beautiful film. So that is the Romeo and Juliet that our teacher played for us in 9th grade English class when we were reading Romeo and Juliet. And it's excellent. And there was like kind of like a fuzz about that movie because there's like a nude scene in it. And she was quite young when she filmed it.
Oh, was she?
But yeah, that kind of...
so she was nude in the scene.
Yes.
She was that young.
Let me see how young she was.
I wonder how young she actually was.
Olivia.
Because that goes back to the crazy, like...
Julia age. She was
actors
15
being
when she began filming it.
Girl, there is no way. That's crazy.
Yeah. And this movie was directed by Franco Seffarelli. And it's a beautiful, I think, adaptation of Romeo and Juliet. I actually really like it.
Did y'all watch the nude scene in class, or did y'all skip over that?
I don't remember, but I feel like if we had, I would. I really don't think we did. I really don't think if my English teacher did do that, girl, what were you doing?
That's true. That's true.
We also have Keir Dullea as Pita. And actually he was in 2001: A Space Odyssey. And then we have Margot Kidder, who we've seen before. She was in Amityville, and she's also, OG Lois Lane, right? She was the first. Was that the first?
Probably. At least she was at least the most famous.
She was renowned, known for playing Lois Lane. Now, Olivia Hussey actually signed on to appear in this film after a psychic told her that she would make a film in Canada that would earn a great deal of money.
And did it?
And she did it because of that. Isn't that crazy?
But did it though?
Yeah, it did make a lot of money.
Oh, hell
It did make a lot of money, yeah.
She read the stars. The stars whispered to her and said, "You're gonna make a lot of money." Well, did she make money though? I wonder how much she got paid.
I don't know, but I think she probably did okay for herself. And then Margot Kidder wanted to play this kind of like non-traditional leading role. She was playing this like kind of like drunk college girl who definitely has some issues and should totally be in therapy. But she really wanted to play this role. Now, for production, this was filmed in Toronto, so the University of Toronto was used as the setting, and they used this like 20-room house that they like location scouted, and a family was living in the house and they had to like move out during production, which took about 40 days. Now for the beginning sequence of the film, we have our killer, our Frogger, who's like climbing up the trellis like into the attic, and they like rigged a camera onto the actor's head. This was probably pre-GoPros, but I just imagine like a pretty big camera, because the cameras were pretty big back then, just on top of this guy's head.
For those of you, by the way, who don't know what frogging is, first of all, is the movie called Frogging?
There is a movie called Frogging.
So frogging is when someone is living inside of your residence without your knowledge, and like eating your food and like otherwise using up your resources without you noticing. And it's honestly one of the most terrifying, the scariest thing in the world to me, because it really is like they come out of the attic or the wall or whatever, wherever they're living in your house. Like they come out whenever you're not there and use things very judiciously that you probably would not notice are missing or are about to go bad or something like that. So I hate the idea of frogging, and it's like...
there's a docuseries called Frogging. Hold on, what is it? Hider in My House. There's also a movie called I See You, which came out in 2019. I think that's the one you've seen. That's the one I've seen.
That's the one that I was referring to, and it's an awesome movie if you guys ever want to see it.
Super scary, actually, because that concept is really scary. I think about this actually like a fair bit.
Yeah, me too.
Because like we have an attic, we never go in the attic. Like someone, I guess, technically, hypothetically.
Someone might be frogging up there.
Okay, you know what though? I don't think there's anyone in my attic, because every time we open the attic, inevitably, no matter how careful we are, those like fluffy little bits of like fluff, like what is that? Insulation. They always come out. How are they gonna keep all the insulation from coming out? There's no way. No matter how careful they are. So I trust in the insulation to know I am safe. Yes,
the insulation test.
The insulation test.
If you ever see insulation and you don't know where it came from, girl,
check your attic.
Call the cops, but not these cops.
No. Well,
this one particular cop, the first line of cop
fellatio.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first line of cop defense
was so good.
Weak.
Oh my god.
I gotta say. Okay, so we were in the University of Toronto. So we have, our first victim, Claire. Her body is in the attic and she's got plastic over her head pretty much the whole time. So the actress who played Claire actually had a plastic bag on her head and had to hold her breath for long periods of time. But apparently she was a swimmer, so she was really good at holding her breath.
Period.
But that's so dangerous. I feel like
Queen of holding your breath.
Queen of holding your breath. But I love the visuals of Claire in the attic.
Yes.
Whenever they showed that, it was very eerie and super creepy. So I thought that was interesting. And
that's a really great cinematographical choice that they made, showing her body up there in different angles, and I guess we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, and they show it from outside the house.
Yeah, exactly. That is such a harrowing concept to me. And again, it's the theme of obviousness and how some of us are so oblivious to things that are happening right under our nose.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. I do think though, if you're living in a house where 15 other sorority girls are, and I do think the attic, because there are several shots where they you can see Claire in the attic, but unless someone told you to look there, you might not notice it. So I don't really knock them too much for not noticing what was going on, because there was also a lot going on in that house. There's a lot of people. Jess has her own shit going on.
I don't know. I feel like I didn't see a very specific where's the window in relation to the front door and the walkway and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I got the sense that it was pretty obvious though. I mean, you could see if you just looked up, you would see someone there, but maybe not.
With the lights off. I don't know. I don't know. Let's go try it. Actually, this is a touristy location. People go visit the house.
Oh, really?
Black Christmas was shot. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's in Toronto. We should go. Let's go to Toronto.
Yeah, we need to add that also to the barbecue place.
From Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Yes. Yeah. Okay.
Barbecue bed and breakfast.
One of those is way closer than the other. We could drive to one of those.
More realistic, yeah.
Okay, now in this movie we get a bunch of really creepy, disturbing phone calls, and the audio for these phone calls were performed by multiple actors, including Mancuso, who plays Billy, who's our killer, and even our director Bob Clark. Mancuso said in an interview that he sometimes it says stood on his head. I think he did a headstand, I guess. I guess that does count. Stood on your head sounds kind of, but I think that is correct. During the recording sessions to compress his thorax and make his voice sound more.
I feel like we're gonna have to try this out. I can't do a headstand, but
I can't do a headstand, but I can do it up the wall. If I'm against a wall, I'll do it. We should try it, and we'll post a video on Instagram. So I thought that was kind of interesting. I thought the phone calls were particularly creepy.
Oh yeah. One of my favorite parts of the film.
I agree. I also really enjoyed the audio, the score or just the sound design.
Okay,
I enjoyed the sound design.
Yeah,
in the
very
film.
good.
Now, in the US, this movie was released in 1975 by Warner Bros., but they actually initially issued it under an alternate title, so they called it Silent Night, Evil Night. But then they retracted the title after initial release. It didn't do very well, and they restored it back to Black Christmas for subsequent screenings, and then it did better.
Okay. Nice.
Now, for its second theatrical run, Warner Bros. Devised a marketing gimmick, which they basically publicized a telephone number, and you would call it, and you would hear a sinister message that was promoting this movie. And apparently, it received over 10,000 calls in New York in 24 hours, within 24 hours of it being published, which tied up the phone line, and it resulted in the New York Telephone Company requesting them to retract the promotional materials advertising the number, and so they had to take the number down, and they, also because of that had to cancel this planned promotional event where they were going to have these two women dressed as Santa hand out cards with the number on it in Manhattan. So I think that's kind of crazy.
I really want to know what it was. I was trying to look for it on YouTube, but it's just like, oh, it's the phone call scene, but I want to hear like the advertisement.
That'd be cool.
Oh my God, can you freaking imagine? That would freak me out, bro. I would not sleep probably.
Yeah.
I'd be like, oh, I gotta watch the Powerpuff Girls now or something.
I definitely like recently, I can't remember what it was that I watched, but they had a phone number that you could call, and when you called, it gave you like it was like, oh, so-and-so is missing, and like if you hear anything about this person, like please give us information. Logan, do you remember
Blair
what
Witch
movie
Project
that was?
or something?
No, it was, do you remember we called and it was like the audio?
Yes.
It was something modern. Anyway, I love when people, like when marketing companies do this for movies. Like it's so fun, it's so immersive. Or like remember, what movie was it that they left videotapes? The Ring. They left tapes on people's cars.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Oh my God, I would have freaked out.
I would have lost the contents of
I would have called the priest.
I would have shit my pants.
Or something.
Literally.
You're not even Catholic.
Well.
Exactly, and I would have still been like, Father, forgive me, Father, for I've sinned.
Where's the bell? Domine Patri. Has it?
Okay, now for this film's television debut, it was going to be released under the title Stranger in the House, and it was scheduled for January 28th of 1978 on NBC. But on January 15th of that year, 2 female students at Florida State University were murdered by an assailant who broke into the sorority house where they lived. 3 other young women in the area were attacked and assaulted, so NBC decided to change the movie and just played a different movie. And later, the killer was identified as Ted Bundy.
Shut up.
Yeah. Crazy.
I didn't know Ted Bundy broke into a sorority house.
Yeah, he killed a bunch of girls. That guy was crazy. That was great.
Okay, Ted, dang.
Ted.
I mean, that's not a good thing, but I'm just saying, like...
Yeah, crazy.
He was a serial killer of many skills and...
Yeah, I actually, when I was familiar with that, like I knew that he had broken into a sorority house, so as soon as I started reading this, I was like, Ted Bundy?
Like Ted Bundy.
And then I finished reading it and I was like, Ted Bundy,
That's scary. Ooh!
Yeah.
I getting chills, girl.
Yes, I know.
That's crazy.
So like genuinely
so literally like 13 days before this movie was about to come out, they
were about to show it on TV for the first time, and 13 days like that happened. And they were like, we can't show this anymore.
Oh my, no, they can't.
Yeah.
Also, it's kind of crazy to me that they kept changing this movie's name.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like from Silent Night, Evil Night, and then Black Christmas, and then Stranger in the House.
Yeah.
And like you'd think if they just kept one freaking name.
Yeah. I guess like Black Christmas isn't very like descriptive. Like you don't really know what's going to happen. Whereas like Stranger in the House is like, there's a stranger in the house.
But that kind of ruins it though. That's this big spoiler because like...
I agree.
Because like you throughout the movie you don't know.
Yeah.
I guess that's kind of spoilery
you
now.
Kind of know. Like
I guess. I figured it out pretty fast. I'm smart. It's worth thinking.
So smart.
But but I don't know if audiences in 78 would have figured it out. I don't know. Maybe not.
Maybe they needed the extra like title Stranger in the House. Yeah. Let's help them out. Let's help these guys out. According to Bob Clark, our director, Margot Kidder, insisted on drinking real alcohol for the various scenes where Barb was drunk.
You know what? Same.
I would love to do that for, like, if I could drink at work and it's like a productive thing, like,
you're supposed to be drunk?
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. I'm not gonna... I don't want to drink at work.
Be like, you know what? I really can't act. Like, this is my one acting thing. I can't act that I need to be drunk.
Yeah, she's just method, you know?
Just give me like 3 shots.
Yeah, exactly. Good. Literally. And she drunk them.
She did.
Now for release, so this movie had a budget of $686,000 at the time, which is about $4 million in 2023. So probably a little bit more today. It grossed $4 million at the time, which I think is equivalent to like $25 million today. If I remember what I read correctly, I did not write it down. So it did freaking great.
Literally slayed.
It slayed it has a 71% of Rotten Tomatoes.
Period.
I think it should be
higher, yes. But
freaking love this movie.
It made so much money. That's amazing. You know what? Again,
that psychic was right.
I love that. I love it when horror movies make money because it's just so. I love that.
Yeah, and this was like a Canadian horror movie, so Yeah, I'm super happy for them. Shout out. And the psychic, she was on the money.
She was on the money. You know what?
Queen.
Where is that psychic now? Call her over here.
Literally, hi.
Can you?
What should I bid on?
Call me
NVIDIA?
All right, is that all that we have for the no spoiler synopsis?
Correct.
Thanks, Samar.
Yeah.
All right, now we're moving on to our spoiler section. So if you don't care about having the movie spoiled, you can continue to listen. Or if you like have not watched the movie and you're like, no, I don't want spoilers, stop the podcast, watch the movie, and then continue listening to the podcast. All right. So yeah, what were your opinions about this movie? I'm curious.
I loved it.
Yeah. Okay.
I love this movie. I think the concept of frogging alone is terrifying. Like, even if it's not a serial killer in the attic, it's just really scary by itself. The whole time I was like pretty on edge because you know that there's someone up there.
Yeah.
I also really loved how Christmassy the movie felt. Like, I love a holiday movie.
Christmas lights everywhere.
Yes, and
there's like Christmas trees and there's snow.
Yeah, it
carolers.
was. Yes, it was so Christmassy. I actually like the scene where the carolers come to the door.
Yes.
I thought it was so beautiful.
Oh my God, it's awesome.
It's
well, the singing is beautiful for sure, but then also like
Margot Kidder is being murdered.
Yes, being completely murdered, stabbed by a unicorn.
Yeah.
Oh man,
it's crazy.
And that's when you get the shot on the poster, right? Where it's like his eye and he's going like this.
Yeah.
And it's like just, you can only see his eye. This is one of the most amazing parts of the movie because a lot of this movie, even though it happens, first of all, it like happens mostly at night.
Yeah.
And there's just so much mystery and ambiguity to the movie. Like, the only characters you really know are obviously like the sorority girls.
Yeah.
But you never find out who the killer is.
No. And you never see the killer.
You never see the killer except for like his eye. And then like you don't know where he's staying. Like, you never see like where he's like like hunkered down at.
And he's in their attic, but like he was murdering before then because a child was killed in the park.
Mean, he's in the attic and then oh my God. And I just realized, so he's in the attic and he's like setting up like all of his victims, like almost like dolls.
Yeah.
It's like a dollhouse. I did not realize that.
It was super creepy and you never get a motive, like you never get anything. There's nothing. You don't know anything about the killer.
I think you kind of get the sense that he is
not okay.
Not okay. Like, for lack of a better word, I hate to say it, he's crazy, but like
emotionally,
he's
mentally unstable.
Mentally unstable, like he's not all there. He definitely needs help of some sort. Or just to be like isolated for some time at least. Because when he's calling, he's making all these voices. And it's like he has like multiple personality or something like that.
But it's extra creepy because there's parts where like the voices are overlapping each other.
Yeah.
How he do that?
I never got that.
Yeah.
That was a mystery and maybe a little
suspension of disbelief there for that. Yeah. To make the calls.
I think we even made that comment when we were listening to the movie that like how are the different, like, is there more than one?
Yeah,
like,
we were definitely having the discussion of it's got to be more than one person because how are these voices overlapping?
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just so creepy. But I love the setting. I love the characters. Like, I liked all of the characters, even the drunk ones, which there were several. I even liked the shitty cop.
Yeah. Well, he was definitely like comedic relief.
Yes.
Right?
So there was like quite a bit of comedic relief. Like, I thought Mrs. Mack was definitely comedic relief.
Yes,
and
for sure.
Even, what's her face? Barb? Her name is Barb, right?
Margot's?
Yeah, Margot Kidder.
Margot Kidder's character.
Yeah, she's Barb.
Yeah.
Them being drunk pretty much the whole time was really, really funny. But yeah, also like the fact that I think it's like pretty common in college campuses for doors to just be unlocked in like shared living communities, I guess. But like, I remember...
Do you mean like the front door? Or
yes, like their front door. Like, there's this one part where like these random neighborhood men come to the door, and they're like, we're just making sure that you're okay. Like, there's a girl killed at the park. And they're like, oh yeah, we're fine. Make sure you lock your doors. And the girls close the door, and they're like, now that I think about it, I think this is the only locked door or window in the house. Girl, what you mean?
For real.
But that's like super common. Like, I remember whenever I was at the University of Houston, like, I would walk into the dorms and people's doors would always be open. Like my friend's door, you know who you are, friend. It's Jessica. Jessica's door was always open.
Jessica.
I'd be in Jessica's dorm without Jessica.
Oh my God, Jessica, did you spend Christmas time in your dorm?
No.
Okay.
No, she went home
good.
for that.
You're safe.
You're
safe, Jessica.
I mean, it was like a building where like a lot of people lived, but like you're supposed to check in, like if you didn't live there, which I didn't, you're supposed to like check in, but there's like, you could just walk in behind someone or like walk in through the side doors behind someone who had like a cougar card to get in or whatever. So it's just kind of crazy. But anyway, I thought that was interesting, and I was like, that's like, I can't be mad at them because there's what, like 15, 20 girls living in this house.
So I guess it's like the efficiency / convenience of the unlocked door.
Yeah.
Because at any point in time, someone's gonna be walking in and out.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, instead of locking it and then having to unlock it or whatever, then you just leave it open and just anyone.
Yeah. People forget their keys, and I think when you have like a big community, like it does give you like a sense of safety.
Yeah.
Like it's,
because if you see a rando walking around, you would like point them out, or maybe I don't know. I mean, okay, so I never lived in a dorm or even
shared house.
Because like because I went to University of Houston downtown, and I never, like, there's no dorms there, so it was purely commuter. So the idea of having unlocked doors, even in a community setting, for me is kind of wild. I don't know if I would have felt super safe, but like you said, in like when you have that sense of community, maybe it's a little different.
Yeah.
I actually really loved this movie as well.
Yeah.
I think it's really cool. Cinematography was amazing. Like just the shots.
Yeah.
That last scene where what's her name? The final girl. Jess. When Jess is like cowering in like the basement, essentially, is probably one of the most nail-biting like scenes in slasher history, because like she's being stalked essentially, and then she realizes it's maybe Peter,
her boyfriend, her ex-boyfriend
that's coming around and like trying
her baby daddy. She's pregnant.
She is, and then she kills him.
Yeah. Peter was the biggest red flag and the biggest red herring in all of movie history. This man has issues, clearly. He is so rude to her.
To everyone.
To everyone. He is dismissive of her dreams and her wants.
Yes.
He destroys a piano, like a big one, like a grand one. Destroys it. And then he decides he quits school to be like a family or whatever.
Yeah, because he sucks.
Without any regard for what she wants. And then he starts acting real creepy. So you think it's him. It's not.
Yeah.
It was crazy. The whole movie, I'm like, it's Pita. It's Pita. Because that's what she calls him.
Yeah.
It was not Pita. Also, the actress, she's Latina.
Period.
She's from Argentina. Well, her dad's from Argentina, and then her mom's British. She grew up in England.
Okay. So hence the accent.
Yeah. Yes.
I thought it was really interesting. Okay, I'm going to preface this by saying that not everything has to mean something.
True.
Okay? So I'm literally just reaching and saying something interesting. But, okay, so Jess is pregnant.
Correct.
And she makes a decision to get an abortion.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Which Peter does not like. Mm-hmm. But I almost find it ironic that she is deciding to get an abortion around Christmas time, which is when we celebrate the birth of baby Jesus.
Interesting.
And there's that like, almost like a, it's Black Christmas instead of like a white Christmas.
Yeah.
And there's that like antithesis sort of moment of like Black Christmas being like full of death, including, we can argue all day about whatever, killing whatever, but like of even this life that hasn't even started, ending that as well as ending the lives of these girls who are in college and arguably starting their adult life. And there's the juxtaposition of like a white Christmas, which is like the birth of Jesus and like the resurrection, like all this other stuff. So I'm like, very interesting.
I also thought it was interesting. I think I pointed it out, but like typically in horror films, there tends to be a trend where it's like the virgin is the final girl and the one who survives. And in this case, the virgin, Claire, she is literally like killed right away.
First.
And then we have a pregnant out of wedlock girl as our final girl.
A
sinner.
No, I'm just kidding. That's not...
A hussy, if you will. Olivia Hussey.
One thing, a hussy. Which brings me, I guess, to my next point is that this movie about misogyny, actually?
Potentially, yeah.
I feel like there was a lot of it.
Absolutely.
Having, especially having to be with, especially like Billy on the phone.
Yeah.
Calling them all sorts of names, like piggies and whatever. And being like so disrespectful to the girls.
That reminds me of someone who calls people piggy.
Exactly.
Someone who
I
holds
wonder,
a really high office.
Let's think. Let's think.
Who would say that?
But yeah, like, actually, trust me, the instance where he called these girls piggies.
Oh, yeah.
I did not miss that. I was like, very interesting.
Yeah.
And it makes them so unnerved that they go to the cops because now their friend's missing. And like, the first cop anyway, like kind of like is like she's probably just off somewhere, I don't know, and she's like she wouldn't go anywhere without telling us like her dad's picking her up, like her dad's here and she's not here. And it's not until they really talk to the detective that they're taken seriously. And so it's another parallel of like women not being taken seriously when they come to report something. So there's misogyny there. There's misogyny with Billy targeting the sorority specifically. There's Peter's misogyny, him taking away her right to choose for herself. And just, like you said, dismissing her dreams, her ambitions, her decisions that she's made about her body.
And her bodily autonomy,
And her bodily autonomy. There's, I don't know, man. I feel like this movie really, really is about misogyny in a lot of ways.
Yeah. I see that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
This movie was great. And I've never seen this movie. Actually, this was the first time that either one of us has seen it. I had heard a lot about it. People argue that like between Black Christmas and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, because they came out in the same year. It was like the birth of the slasher, of like the modern slasher films.
Yeah.
Like those two films inspired, like Halloween, Friday the 13th. Scream obviously takes a lot of cues from past slasher films. So I really love to see, like, it's all, so before all of this, like, slashers were the horror genre that I resonated the least with.
Agreed.
But like watching these classic slasher films, I'm gaining more and more of an appreciation for it.
Yeah.
Have you found that to be the same?
I agree. I love this movie, and I'm not like a slasher, like I'm not crazy about slashers.
Me neither.
But man, I did love Scream. I love this. I love this movie.
I loved this movie. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, as you know, is one of my favorite all-time horror movies. And I didn't watch that until fairly recently.
Yeah.
Man, I wouldn't necessarily say that slashers are my favorite horror genre per se, but it's really up there.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering why that is. I'm like, it really, I think it's grounded in something like reality.
I think this movie was just so well done, and they're really smart with like the choices to create like the tension that doesn't rely on gore, because actually like there's only two very gory scenes where someone is like actually like stabbed, but like the other deaths, either we don't see them, like they happen off screen, or like Claire, she's like suffocated with like a bag.
Yes, which is very violent.
Yes, violent for sure, but like it's not bloody or anything.
Bloody or gory. Yeah.
But like the movie doesn't rely on that. Like the fear comes from like this unknown presence that you as the viewer know it's there, and it's the stress of like not knowing that, like wanting to yell at the characters like, he's in the house, like get out. And I feel like that comes to like a climax like at the end where the cops know that he's in the house. And they like, the instinct is to yell and tell her like, hey, get out, he's in the house, which is what fucking fellatio cop does, which only freaks her out.
I love that you call him fellatio. This, first of all, bless his heart.
I think he meant well.
He did. I think he's just a little dumb. And what does the detective tell him? He's like, you missed something. I don't remember what he said, but he basically tells him like, you're an idiot. Like,
it's our main detective guy, and then we have giggle shits who like can't stop laughing at fellatio cop.
That's
and
his only line, is just laughing.
And then we have fellatio cop who like isn't taking anything seriously. And
in case you haven't watched this movie, so when they're making this report, he's like, okay, and how can we reach you? Barb says it's like some number and then fellatio. And he's like, fellatio?
She's like, that's
the new extension
the new
or whatever.
Extension, yeah. And then she spells it out for him.
Yeah, he's like, how do you spell it?
Is that 2 L's?
and that's why Giggle Shits is giggling so hard, because he's like realizing like, wait till he sees this.
And he's literally constantly laughing. Like every time you see this one detective, he's just giggling.
He's just laughing at this poor cop.
Yeah.
Because to be, like I said, he's comedic relief. You know, like he's really there to, I think he might also be a symbol for, you know, incompetence in the police force. Again, not believing women when they are reporting something or a crime or something that's not. And that's really heartbreaking too, because like, I understand that there's some instances where like, you just can't do anything. I think we discussed this in another movie. Yeah. But it's like, this guy, like someone is hurting us, or like someone is missing, something is happening, something bad is happening, but like they're like, we just can't do anything about it. And I'm like, man, that sucks. Like, at least go check. And also,
at least write it down. Like,
at least write it down.
Yeah, like give them the time of day to be like, okay, like when did it happen? Okay, like, you know, there's not a lot we can do here. Like, this is the protocol, but like, you know, listen to them.
And they don't even start listening until dad shows up. Did you realize
Truth.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so until a man got involved, they were perfectly willing to like ignore some of these girls.
Yeah. I want to talk about Mrs. Mack.
Okay, let's talk about Mrs. Mack.
I loved her. I want to talk about Mrs. Mack, and I want to talk about the posters that Claire had on her wall.
Okay, I don't. Yes.
Basically, so Claire dies. Her father can't find her
immediately.
So he comes to. I guess I don't know if this is like a common thing still in sorority houses, but in this movie, you have like a woman who like watches over the girls, and her name is Mrs. Mack, and she's so funny.
She's the house mother.
The house mother. And she is drunk as fuck, and she has bottles hidden everywhere, which is so funny.
Fooling nobody, by the way.
No, definitely not.
Come on, if you've ever been around alcohol, you can smell that on somebody's breath immediately. Sure. And she's like straight up. She's not using mixers, girl.
She's straight up from shooting, the bottle. Like, she is shooting back. Dark liquor,
girl. I mean, you can smell that in her pores.
Yes.
Come on.
And she's, you know, supposed to be watching over these girls, and she's the one who kind of receives Claire's dad. And they go into Claire's room, and Claire has all these like posters. And my favorite one, it's like a series of photos, and it's this old lady, and she's like flicking camera off, and
it's the equivalent of your parents like finding out how freaky you are. Almost, it's like. Wow, it's although I will say a lot of like the posters that she had in her room were artsy in some way. I thought they were artsy
and cool. There's one where it's like
it's like a peace sign or something.
It's a peace sign, so it's like a bunch of flowers like in a circle, and there's two people like having sex in the middle, but it's they make a peace sign with their bodies. Anyway, it was really interesting.
It's very 60s, 70s coded, like flower child, peace on earth sort of thing, you know?
But
I love that poster.
I love the poster too, but I thought it was really interesting, like immediately, like the dad blames Mrs. Mack, and he's like, what kind of place are you running here? And I'm sure he smells the alcohol on her breath, but like, these are young grown women. I mean, they are like in college. So I thought it was really interesting. It's like, you know, I don't know where I'm trying to go with this, but just like
it's also like you have to let your children go.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
You have to let your children grow.
Some parents really do like, and I mean, there's nothing necessarily wrong with this, but like some parents are just so overprotective and so like controlling of their child's lives because they feel like they know best.
Yeah.
And I think they truly are trying to set their children up for success.
I think for the most part, I like to believe that parents want their kids to be okay.
Yeah, for the most part.
Even though sometimes they do or say things that aren't.
No, there are definitely parents who, let's face it, are not good parents.
Yeah.
And they actively harm their children either because they are malicious people or because they've been hurt themselves and they don't know how to parent properly. But I don't think that's a deal with this dad. I think this dad was more of like a overprotective, like he was trying to get her to do do good things. But it is like, sir, please let your child. Now, unfortunately, she's dead, so you can't do that.
Yeah, she's dead. And you know what? I feel like even more unfortunate. Like in the movie, they never find her body.
No, they never.
So like the mystery of like what happened to Claire. Well, we know what happened, but like to the characters, like no one ever finds out.
No.
Also, you know what is fucking crazy to me? Why would they leave Jess in that house after she's been attacked? Take that woman to the hospital.
I really don't know why they did that.
Literally, like, it's got to be for the plot of the film, but, you know, at the end, she's being attacked by the killer. She thinks it's Peter. She kills Peter, and she's, like, in shock in the basement when the police find her. And they just, like, lay her up in one of the rooms and leave her alone.
She's in shock when they leave her.
Yeah.
She's, like, catatonic.
She's literally catatonic. Like, she needs to go to a hospital immediately. And then, obviously, like, the movie, I thought the ending was brilliant. Like, the movie ends, everyone leaves, and you see Jess, she's asleep in this room, and then there's, like, the shot changes, and it's the attic, and you hear the killer, like, singing his creepy little song, like, being a weirdo.
Was that it, or was it ringing? Was it the phone ringing?
And then the phone rings.
Yeah.
And then Bro. Because obviously Peter was not the killer.
The phone ringing throughout the credits is actually insane.
Haunting.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you're so right. They made such great choices throughout this movie that haunted us even through the credits. Like, I love it when movies like call back to things, that they did earlier, or like continue themes or trends or motifs, because it just gives this like completeness feeling to it. You know what I mean? Like we were experiencing something really great during this whole, an hour and a half run or whatever. And man, it's just such a great film. I think that they did a really great job with it. Yeah. I'm really excited to see Super Baby Geniuses too.
It's, oh my God. I'm excited about the Karate Dog. I don't know about you, but that sounds enthralling. Yeah. But yeah, it was really good. I have one qualm with the movie.
You want to do the good, the bad, and the spooky?
Okay, let's do it.
What's your good?
My good, I love the way Jess says Pita. Pita. And her accent is so weird. It's definitely British, but it's like,
it's very slight.
But she says Pita instead of Peter. Love it. I love Mrs. Mack's stash of alcohol everywhere. Excellent.
Literally, she's got emergency alcohol in every single place.
And her little hat. Also, they buy her like a muumuu, and she's like, I would not wear this to my fucking worst enemy's funeral. Like, she hates it. Yeah. She hates it.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm getting to the age where I might buy a muumuu.
Here's the thing. She hates it. I liked it.
I was like, wait, you're saying that I could literally
wear a dress to bed?
Actually, this looks freaking amazing.
Dress to bed.
If you can get me that in microfiber, in like the, like the what is
fuzzy,
the fuzzy blanket material?
Fleece.
Is it fleece? I don't know if it's.
I think it's.
I'm talking about, like the high school blanket, this thing, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I'm talking about. I think it might be fleece. Like,
no,
wait, like this. That?
Yes.
Yeah.
Whatever that is.
Like blanket material.
Soft.
If we could get this in soft, please.
Can we, at the fabric store, soft.
Do you have
soft? So
I like the muumuu.
Anyway, muumuu.
But I thought it was really funny that the girls get her this thing, and she's like, "This is fucking ugly." I really liked Mrs. Mack. I thought she was excellent comedic relief, and I also loved the image of the lady flicking off the camera and the sexy peace sign. It was so good. And the general Christmassy vibes, because I did, like, going into it, I wanted it to be a Christmas movie, and it very much felt like a Christmas movie, just horror. Because we watched The Lodge at Scary Movie Night on Friday, and it's a scary movie that takes place around Christmas.
Yeah. We were just having this discussion in the car. Brian was like, that was not a Christmas movie. And it's not a Christmas movie.
It wasn't a Christmas movie. I mean, it's fine because it
it had family.
It had presents.
Presents.
It had Christmas decorations.
It had cold.
It had snow.
It had Christianity.
But it wasn't like about... it had cult. It had Christianity. Cult. It had Christmas.
It had girl.
It had the C's. The 3 C's. It definitely, like... It was... I mean...
No, it was not a Christmas movie.
To me, a holiday movie needs to be, like...
It's gotta taste like...
It's
peppermint.
It's gotta feel like I need to see Christmas lights. There's gotta be Christmas lights. There's Anyway, this
movie legit kind of did actually.
And the part about Christmas wasn't super central to the story actually. Now that I think about it, although they are going off on Christmas break, which is why there's so few girls in the house, and it is winter, and you have this carolers that made it feel very Christmas. The house is decorated for Christmas. It starts at a Christmas party.
The decorations really are what did it, I think, for me. Because you see the Christmas lights, it is cold, you see them bundled up.
It's winter.
It's cozy at points, they're drinking hot cocoa or whatever. There's a fireplace.
There was a fireplace in the lodge, to be fair.
See, it has fireplace.
It has fire. It has hot cocoa, spiked with sleeping pills.
Okay, well, my good is the everything. The pacing is really awesome, actually. The writing is really great.
Yes, I agree.
I love that they kept so many things ambiguous and not fully concrete. I think the mystery is really what sells the horror to me.
Yes.
The cinematography is great.
Yeah.
The shots of Billy's eye and nothing else. Horrifying.
That was truly so scary.
When she's... Because at some point there's
it's a crack in the door, and you see his eye. Just his eye. So scary.
That's actually a jump scare.
The sound design was really great for that.
The sound design is amazing. You're so right. I want to go back to the pacing because I really felt like not a moment went by in this movie that I was bored.
Yeah.
There was always something happening. And
it contributed to the story.
To the story or character development, building these characters to show us who they are, to build relationships with them so we are actually sad when they are murdered. Yeah. And it doesn't always have to be horror. There were some really light parts like making the jokes, fellatio, and Mrs. What's-Her-Face,
Mrs. Mac,
grabbing a random bottle from somewhere and
from a book. She had cut out the shape of a bottle in a book.
Oh my god!
And then she had one on her medicine cabinet, just everywhere, scattered about. Do you
think the girls knew about those?
No, I feel like they would
really
drink them.
No, I think they knew.
I mean, they're also college girls. So I guess they could buy their own stuff. But
I suppose, yeah.
I mean,
but anyways, the pacing was really good.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that. I liked that we knew who the characters were. They were clearly defined. You knew exactly who the dad was, what decisions he would make. All of that stuff is really cool, except for one person, Billy. And I love that. He's the antithesis to all of these things happening during Christmas time. It's just, I felt like that was so good. What was your bad?
Okay. I have 2 qualms with this film. First of all, the cat. Why is no one concerned about the cat?
Wait, what happened to the cat?
The cat is fine. The cat doesn't die.
Oh, okay.
I'll give it this. But the cat ends up in the attic with the killer and the bodies. And no one is concerned about where the cat is. I mean, Mrs. Mac is sort of hearing the cat and she's like, where are you? Where are you, you little shit? And then she goes to look for the cat and then she dies. But she's literally about to get on a taxi to go visit her sister for the holidays. And she's not at all concerned about the fact that she hasn't seen the cat. Who's gonna walk the cat? Who's gonna feed the cat? Who's gonna clean the cat's litter box? No one's concerned about the cat. The cat's just up there. Is the killer feeding the cat? The cat is sitting on dead Claire's lap and all that shit. But the whole time I was like, why is no one worried about the cat? Like, if I don't see my cats around for like about an hour, I'm concerned. Where is our cats notoriously get stuck places, like we close like a door and they get stuck in the closet kind of thing. So maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm projecting onto this film my own insecurities. Also, the hole that leads to the attic. Mm-hmm. It's tiny. How did the killer murder Claire and then carry her body all the way up there? I don't understand.
Correct me if I'm wrong or I'm misremembering, but isn't there some kind of like pulley
there's
thing
like so there's a hook that he uses to kill Mrs. Mack.
Yeah,
and so
I think
he pulls Mrs. Mack. But I don't know if that's what he did with Claire. But I guess the timeline's a little muddy, but I'm like, how did he get her up there without anyone noticing? It is a pretty big house. Mm-hmm. And I loved the staircase in the house because there's just, they use it and they give you so many different angles of the house and you see kind of like feet or you see shadows and you know it's the killer because the audience knows it's there. No one else knows he's there. Mm-hmm. So I thought that was really cool. But yeah, those are my two qualms because I thought this movie was great. I really loved it. So those are my bads. What about you?
My only qualm was, did nobody look up? That's it, though. I mean, I don't think this movie suffers from anything too... I mean, I guess, like, the voices coming on top of, like... sounding on top of each other, so it's like, it makes it seem like there's more than one person. That was never really explained, and I think that was a little too... Maybe that, but other than that, I think this movie did... And I say this all the time when I give movies the rating I'm about to give it, but, like... This movie is exactly what it set out to be, and it executed it perfectly.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's not trying to be something that it's not. And I think a lot of directors, writers, and producers and stuff like that, sometimes they try to cram a little bit too much into a movie, or maybe even not enough to where it's like they're unsure about what that movie is supposed to be or what it's supposed to be giving. Or sometimes they're not clear about the message, but I feel like this movie was extremely clear about all of those things.
I also feel like there wasn't any like crazy like gimmicks. Like it was simple. It was executed really well.
Based on an urban legend we all know and are extremely fearful of. It's the stranger in the house.
Like someone in your space where you're supposed to be safe. Like so scary. Exactly. Like it really like it relies on that fear that anyone would have about someone being in their space, and it really like just like tugs and unravels that fear slowly, beautifully, and the climax is great and the ending is haunting.
Beautiful.
So good.
What's your spooky?
Okay, my spooky. The visual of Claire's dead body and her head covered in plastic in the attic. They show it several times, but like there's this one specific shot, I think it's like at the end of the movie, and you can see her from outside of the house. It's like what you were saying earlier. But I honestly, like, I'm just like, my head is in the clouds. So I honestly, if I didn't know it was there, I might just like look beyond that and really see it.
If maybe he moves her during the daytime.
Maybe. But there's this thing like, so whenever I drive past like old looking houses, I feel like it's a thing in horror movies where it, like
I always look up.
I always look up. Yes.
I was like, is that a goal?
Yes, literally. Like, yes. Where it's like the scene where like someone's outside the haunted house and they look up at the window and they see something and it like moves. Like that shit. Like that's what it was.
We always
be looking.
You know, that psychic told the future, so maybe I can see ghosts. I don't know. Maybe
I don't know, but I thought about that. So that was really spooky.
You'll never know unless you look.
The fact that we never actually see the killer is so spooky, and the phone calls themselves are really scary. Like in the movie, they're trying to trace this phone call, and so Jess has to stay on the phone with they call him the moaner, and and it's some creepy, horrible stuff that's being said over that phone, and Jess is just like, and what else? Tell me more.
Yep.
And how did that make you feel, kind of thing, to try to get that trace. And you know, it's also like leading up to the point where they finally trace the call.
When they're tracing, does she say all those
No, she doesn't say any of it.
I remember being really annoyed at her because she's just sitting there listening.
She doesn't say anything.
And I'm like, girl, say something.
I like literally ask questions. Like, you gotta keep him talking. I agree. But you know, the whole time for like several phone calls, they are not able to trace it because she's not on the phone long enough. But it's just like this build up to finally you know what they're gonna say. You know they're gonna say the phone call is coming from inside the house. And when they finally say that, it's like, it was so satisfying. I thought it was so satisfying. So it was awesome. So it was so spooky. This movie like really was so spooky. And then the final like sequence where she's being like, they call her and they're like, he's in the house, and she's like, you know, fighting for her life, and her friends are dead, and when she grabbed that poker and she sees his eye through the slit in the door, I would have just poked it through. I thought that. But you know, in the moment with adrenaline going, you know, you don't know what you're gonna do. So there's that. So I'm not mad at you, Jess. It's okay. Joanne, what's your spooky?
My spooky is actually like the same thing as yours. Like the killer being unknown throughout the movie. Obviously very spooky. We've said that. Him being unintelligible over the phone was also scary. Him just like babbling. It was kind of weird. It's just unsettling because he babbles, but then he has like coherent thoughts, and it's like, whoa, okay, so this dude can talk, but he's not choosing to or whatever. I love the premise of the call is coming from inside the house. That's one of my favorite urban legends. I feel like it's like, as we've talked before, I love urban legends. I think they're fascinating, the way they propagate and the way they originate. But it's like one of the first ones to popularize this whole like thing, right? Like the call is coming from inside the house. It's very, I love that premise. And I also find it spooky that people don't lock all their doors and windows. Like especially in the country, like when we go to the country and we visit somebody who lives out there, they just like don't lock things. And I don't know if it's scarier to keep them unlocked in the country or in the city, because like in the country it's kind of like
nothing out there. If someone comes in, you're SOL. Like, you know what I mean? At least in an apartment, your neighbors can hear you screaming or something. But in the country, cow, pig,
chicken. Like, they're not gonna care, girl. So, you know, this is a PSA. Lock all your doors and windows.
It always freaks me out. It freaks me out like that one. I don't even know what serial killer this was, but essentially he would walk around people's houses and just try the doors, and if they happened to be unlocked, he took that as an invitation to come in. My shit is locked, and I double check every night before I go to bed. Like my back door. I haven't gone to my backyard in a while. I'm gonna check it every night still. I haven't touched that door in like 2 weeks. I'm still gonna make sure it's locked, you know?
All right, let's now we're going to look at Letterboxd reviews. Usually hilarious Letterboxd reviews, and Mar is going to start us off with this one.
Perfect. Okay, nothing more conceptually terrifying than men, and that was by Chris Fail.
It's the concept of a man, if you think about it, Billy.
I have concepts of a man, and it's terrifying.
This one's by Kate. He would never get me because I don't answer my phone.
Okay, we talked about this when we watched The Ring. You're not going to get me. I'm not going to. Unknown number. Voicemail. Go to voicemail. Literally. Okay, man. This is by Rachel Rhodes. This review may contain spoilers. The unanswered ringing phone over the credits is creepy as all fuck. And it is.
It was great.
And it is.
This one's by Scorsese. That's how I'm going to say that.
Scorsese.
Scorsese. Oh my God, you're right. Scorsese.
I think it could also be Scorsese.
Scorsese, yeah.
I like my
Christmas how I like my coffee. With alcohol.
Irish.
Irish, yeah.
This is by Cinema Void. Pro-choice, giallo-infused proto-slasher, and my new voice for answering telemarketers.
Bro, I love giving you a good tongue twister. Pro-choice.
I struggle with the regular words, John. Why would you do that to me? That was really good.
Oh my God. Well, let's rate this movie by how many calls it would take you to trace the number.
It would take me 5 calls to trace the number.
Me too. 5 calls.
5 calls.
5 out of 5.
I love this movie.
Yeah, me too. It's so great. Yeah, I'd be just like Jess, just sitting there like,
hi?
Because I'm sat and I'm watching and I'm paying attention and I don't talk.
Yeah.
And that about does it for today. Thank you for joining us. If you enjoyed the podcast, tell your friends about us, and don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and rate us 5 stars in whatever app or podcast service you use to bring on the spooks.
Please follow us on our socials by going to scarymovienights.com or by looking us up on any platform. You can also message us through our socials or by sending an email to spooky@scarymovienights.com.
tell us in the comments what you think about Black Christmas 1974. And be careful because there's like 3 of them.
Yeah.
Okay? 1974. How many calls would it take you to trace? I'm Joan.
I'm Mariana.
And thanks for joining us for another scary movie night. See you in 2 weeks.
Stay spooky.